I would like to record the TS for tonight, if everyone's cool with that.
Okay.
They saw our lobby in the Discord group. So they joined.
User in your channel started recording.
Oh, we live, boys.
Just waiting for their first.
Cool.
I think we should probably like get a 6K team game. What do you think?
Oh, this is a scrum. No, we want to play this.
Coach, what are your thoughts? Like, should we play a really hard game or a fairly average game?
If you're playing a really hard game, it'd probably be over pretty quick, and then we could go over it sooner. And then also, you're probably going to get punished a lot harder, so it could be better. It's up to you, though. I think it'd probably be better to do the harder game.
Go Discord.
ERG, let me look. Oh fuck, dude, all the scrims are taken actually.
Because it's too late.
Nah, it's not that. That's not.
I think we can find a game. It's around 9.
And APG still can't play, right?
Ah, okay, here's the super hard scrum. Let's go.
Let's go.
7. Wait, what's this lobby name? PPSN 78987. 987. Six join.
This is probably not a very hard one. They've got an ancient too.
Really?
Yeah.
He's an ancient to God.
Maybe. Let's try it.
And this X asks for 6k plus.
Okay, then that's it. Maybe Smurf.
Maybe. Yeah, look at that. That guy's definitely boosting it.
Okay.
Buddy.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's only got 1,000 hours in Dota.
I don't recognize any of them.
Still don't understand this assistant suggestions.
Do you want me to just watch the draft and then comment on it after the game, or?
I think you can talk a lot during the draft, to be honest. I think it will help.
Right. I haven't drafted in this meta too much, so it'd be more of like general things, and a lot of it has to do with your teammates' play styles and hero pools. So I don't know those, so I can't say too much on that either. But I guess I could just like watch out for like mistakes and things that you're gonna make, or if you like say that you're gonna like possibly pick this hero or whatever, I can like chime in with my opinion on it.
That sounds fair.
I think we really lack of like late game decisions and stuff.
It feels like finishing off a game. So like we can be ahead for 40 minutes and then I don't know, you somehow lose the game.
Okay, I got you.
So that's against like the top teams in the country.
So what I want to know from coaching is like as team, how do we make like decisions and stuff? We're quite bad at it. So.
Like
a lot of it is
when to take objectives.
Yeah, a lot of it is synergy and experience with each other, and then another part of it is like actual just your draft and how you guys are supposed to end out the game, and drafting around actually being able to end out the game and things of that sort.
You know, what do you think like was like first phase picking in the this.
I haven't watched a lot of the pro games, so I honestly don't know too well. I haven't been watching pro games or drafting or anything like that, so it could just be like shit that you don't even want to play against.
I think in this case we would usually start out with either, I think, Witch Doctor. Usually someone who starts with Sanking or Bane, actually.
Even the clock can be put
Yeah.
for offlane.
Yeah, the first pick, it's usually either something that's either really strong in the meta, like we used to see Lycan get first picked and shit like that, because he was just so strong, or something that's not very polarizing and that you can first pick it and then they can pick directly to counter it with all 5 of their heroes and it'll still be fine. So like nothing really counters a Witch Doctor, so a hero like that would also work. Or if you guys have somebody that's spectacular at one thing that is also not very polarizing, you could start with that.
Polarizing?
Polarizing as in, like, Huskar would be the most polarizing, probably, or Meepo, where, if you think about, like, Huskar and Meepo against, like, a Witch Doctor or, a Dazzle or something, it's kind of like, they can try their hardest to do something against you, but it won't have that big of an impact,
Okay.
so it's, like, not being counterable, I guess, would be
Okay, I see.
a better way to put it.
Tony.
Who's playing against Doctor? Jacko.
Probably
Yeah.
Jaffa. Which is actually quite good against Taiwan. Our Tiny, I think.
And perhaps go Kunka, yeah, possible.
I was thinking that first.
Kunk is good, Disruptor is good. You probably want to pick your position 4.
I don't want to go Disruptor because then, yeah, doesn't. I don't know.
It's actually okay.
But you don't like the 2 range supports?
Yeah.
The
5s?
the thing with Kunkka, though, would be you don't really have that much roam potential when you go this lane, so you'd be stuck in kind of doing a tri-lane.
Lack of damage. This
What if we pick a strong carry with Witch Doctor? Would that be enough then for the...
should be if we had like a DP or Razor.
We can probably just dodge it and we send Witch Doctor someone off lane. Solo vs Iotiny.
We
If
can
it's
try
even.
this Disruptor, Witch Doctor.
Did
I don't think we should play Disruptor.
Yeah, pick a Kunka then.
Pick more like my hero. Actually, anything.
What Tusker?
Let's just draft our draft and then we can
Yeah,
look into
just
the
do
stuff
the
afterwards.
normal stuff we do. Like Nyx is okay, Weaver's okay. If you want to pick Disruptor, it's okay as well, actually.
No, let's just try it in the draft.
We actually do never go the 2 range supports, so
Not very often.
also wasn't a fan of it. But at the same time, it's really nice first that Io.
No, like I said, this patch actually 2 range support isn't bad. Because the mid lane is too close.
Gonna play the Raptor, Chopper, and then Teddy Wish.
I don't mind playing either.
Was ticklish with the Raptor, oh my
I was about
gosh.
to joke and say offlane Raptor. I'll do it.
Okay, we need like a offlane to do really a lot this game.
They can still put that tiny mid, eh? Like majority of the time it's been played mid.
Like Tiny is quite an overpowered early game. I think. Like later, it like kind of sucks.
Maybe Beastmaster ban? Beastmaster pretty good with our Tiny. Or like DK, what if they pick DK? I think DK or Beastmaster ban.
Like they can go any lane at the moment. Like I think they try to win 2 or 3 lanes. So we need to pick like strong laner, so that can go like either lane.
Maybe under low. 6, you wanna play under low, dude?
I don't mind, dude. Just pick whatever's good for the draft. Jam him.
Maybe Void. Think they'll go Juggernaut. I think they'll go Beastmaster, dude. Then they'll put Tiny as middle. Then they'll pick like, yeah, probably Gyro safely.
Dyer's pretty strong for them. with
Beastmaster
Io as
would be
well.
a good ban, I think, because they can always just relocate. Whenever you see the Beastmaster alone, he's not actually just alone, because he can roar someone and then Tiny Wisp relocate.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And that dual lane's very strong with Io.
Like quite a lot of hero can do that actually.
Yeah, but like Beastmaster gives the vision for the IO and then there's the disable of it.
I do like the Underlord. It's a lot of the AoE damage is really good. The aura stops a lot of Tiny's damage, and then you have the mobility to with his ult like move around the map with or against their relocate.
I've seen it. It might be mid.
I think we should pick it up then. No.
Yeah, probably.
I think they'll do Tiny Io offlane or mid. Be mid, right?
Yeah, I think it's mid.
Like Io is not very good with Lifestealer because it can't link the rage.
But generally, you just time it properly. Like use it for relocate ganks. Like.
He needs to link him first and Lifestealer use rage if they doesn't communicate well.
They also have a very gank heavy lineup, so if you guys get a team push lineup, they can't get pickoffs. Like they can do
So we pick like DK or some shit here, right? But
possibly,
DK is
yeah.
pretty bad with lifesteal.
I think DP might be better. What do you think? Like DP was yours solar curse or something. They can't really do damage. Or they can't really kill him. And the Lord can go for the team item.
Yeah, but DP. Tiny is mid. I think, yeah, DK would struggle more. No, DK would struggle.
I think DK will struggle more. But we don't play DP very well. That's the problem.
You should focus more on getting your draft right than drafting against them. Because you can have a draft that's perfect against them, but if they have an actual draft itself, it's still like... If you just have a lot of like pieces that are thrown together and they have like a whole unit, theirs is still going to be better because they have a clear goal and objective, and your only goal is to not let them do their things instead of winning the game.
This game they can outpick us because they last pick. So we need to pick like a proper for our side, I guess.
One thing that is super obvious with their draft is they lack a lot of lockdown. They have 2 supports that have no lockdown. Their only lockdown is really Tiny, and his stun kind of sucks. So picking like mobile heroes like a Weaver, an AM, anything like that, they don't really have a way to deal with that.
Death Prophet is pretty good here, I think.
I think if this Prophet can survive from the like Tiny combo plus Lifestealer Edge, like just survive 1 second from that, then we rape them in team fight. That's how I see the team fight at the moment.
DP gets like a, I don't know, a hurt or something. Yeah, Solar Crest or some item like that.
What do you think they will last pick? They will try to last pick something. have like strong AoE as well, because they lack a bit of AoE at the
Probably
moment.
Puck.
They push slow as well.
Puck is pretty nice though.
Like profit for push, because then they're more global, they need, but that doesn't give them a way to start a fight besides Renegade.
No, they need to find the life stealer
Wait,
bomb.
what do we want to carry? TB's okay.
TB is probably the best, I think, for us. They ban Java.
Yeah, Gara's banned, so.
I mean, I wouldn't mind playing anti-mage if that was an option. Just kidding. TB's fine.
What do you think, Coach? I think TB is quite good, yeah.
Terrorblade's not bad. And if he can survive the burst, he can easily sunder somebody.
Same to Death Prophet.
What do they want to pick here though?
I think they want to pick a like life stealer bomb, like a Puck or like Storm or Quark.
Puck.
When they can run out of time.
TB's fine. Actually bought myself today a nice TV set for the boys.
Did you get the Arcana?
Good idea to see TV Arcana, né?
Poor South African.
Wait. I think. What if? Yes, if they go DK, it's gonna be pretty strong.
Not really. DK doesn't do a lot of damage.
Yeah, but that's like 3 very tanky heroes to get past, and then a dazzle armor and 3 on. Offlane 3. Right? What are your TB Arcana?
Japa, let me play
Yeah.
the Doctor, actually.
Yo, you still in my hero, dude.
You play the thing, Disruptor. Okay.
I mean, you need Axe on Disruptor. Yeah, I guess you got a pretty cool set. I'll swap them.
My set.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Really?
I think
Thanks.
Wait, are we
User in your
laning this
channel
actually?
timed out.
3 top.
Why are they all DC'd? What?
They said one of their guys lagged out and they want to remake it.
Oh, did they? I've mute from enemy chat. Yeah, we don't really talk much about
Styx PC restarted.
So wait, so I'm playing then, yeah, I guess Pos 5 Disruptor, right?
No, I'll play Pos 5 Doctor.
And why are we
Okay.
switching roles now?
That's true. I will play the Disruptor, actually.
I think 5
I don't think we
Doctor,
should
4 Doctor. That's better.
You think so?
Which 5 Disruptor? Go then swap me in game.
Now all we need to do is we just have the Disruptor anyway for the high, right? So I mean we don't have to like etc. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm playing Pos 5 Disruptor then.
Yeah. PPSN 789.
Like, I don't think we should switch. I think you bet on Pos 4. Like, there's some years I can play Pos 4 well, but I don't know. Pretty sure you can play Tusk and Clockmore. Are we remaking this lobby or what?
Yeah, I'm just looking for it.
Did they make lobby?
Yeah, there's so
If it's
much
all
lobbies
pick,
there.
remember the mangoes though.
Yeah, I'll tell them. Okay, just one player PC restart. Okay, so I think I should drums Manta, right?
We play
Look
TV.
around. Yeah, the drum's generally good. We don't like.
I just
Get
need
one,
to
but I
go
think
like
she needs
drums
a lot
and
of items.
treads, because otherwise Daniel's just gonna verse me, I think.
Oh, Aquila, I guess. Yeah, treads.
Yeah.
Aquila treads drums. Should get in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
order. Then like casual raid drops throughout the game.
Great job. Drop top.
Even seen, I think some people get like hood on carries if there's a lot of magic on.
Yeah,
I also saw people go hood on TB. But I don't
Yeah,
think
even on
that
PL as well.
But I don't think you have enough mana to use everything. Because he's literally got 4 spell.
There's not much magic
Mana
damage.
cost
on
is
this
very
one.
low though. Yeah, I think it's just mostly the tiny combo. I don't know. I think you just get standard items.
It's
I
like
wonder-
when the tiny combo you can't react to use the hood, so there's no actually. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's only the passive that's really good though.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave the.
I think it's
party
just
group.
build stats, you know.
User joined your channel.
The thing you guys want to
Fine,
watch
yeah.
out for though is they have better late game than you. If I don't remember the draft exactly, I forgot what their last pick was, but they definitely outscale you, I think. And later on in the game, if they get like sheep sticks and stuff, their main weakness right now is they don't have catch, and they can make up that with like really expensive items, but they have to let the game go late before they can fix their problem. So if you guys try to
What was
end the
their
game
last
early,
pick?
I
Their
don't
last
remember.
pick was Tree.
Tree.
Trio.
It was Trent, yeah. I think it's offlane Trent.
Yeah, probably. Stick
It's a
pass with
tiny
7,
IO
8, 9.
lifestealer, and then it was another support. So,
There's
Dazzle.
Not giving me
unless
the
it's
options to
Dazzle,
join,
but
dude.
I don't even know.
Huh?
I think if we start pushing early, they can't really deal with us.
The lobby
Maybe can you
restarted.
maybe get an extra sentry then?
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
buy one and then maybe a Subaru just in case.
What's it is?
7, 8, 9.
Shouldn't we buy dust?
Unless you
Nah,
want to buy
get
dust. I
sentry.
won't have enough gold though if I buy the 2 wards in Korea.
It says incorrect password, dude.
7, 8, 9. 9, 8, 7. Sorry. 9, 8, 7. It's an open lobby. Yeah.
Still waiting for their player.
Okay.
So that obviously means, yeah, this TS stopped recording. Rip. Don't even know if it saved the last one.
Well, I have my stuff
Is it, eh?
recording, so we still have it.
Awesome, awesome.
This is your first ever team you're coaching? Or have you done teams before?
I've done teams, but I've done it like they
User
gave
in
me a
your channel started
replay,
recording.
and I just point out all of the mistakes that they make, like individually, not so much like going over the draft while in game and following the game along.
Okay.
I see. I think we lack of that. It's like you know, like coach can help drafting these days, so it's like play a quite important role.
Yeah. I think the main thing is identifying what the game should look like, and what the drafter wants the game to look like is really important. So vocalizing that, like something like, I guess they have a Tinker now, lol.
They didn't have a Tinker, dude.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Debated.
I think they maybe wanted to pick Tinker and then
Oh,
they
they made a
misclicked.
mistake.
Yeah.
What is it, right
Okay.
next? Oh no, whatever.
I mean, it's fine if they wanted Tinker.
Yeah, it's good. Okay.
So with this in mind, they're lacking disables. Again, what I was saying before with the sheep stick. So the Tinker is going to probably be rushing sheep, and when he gets that, the game's going to be a lot
Jump
different.
up item. Jump are you here?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait,
Why
did they
not?
say anything in all chat? I didn't read. Oh, I can't read.
After lagged.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Oh, these guys are sneaky buggers. Yo, why is my game lagging so much? Holy shit.
Mine as well, dude. I thought it was from a restart or something.
It's
Oh.
I'm gonna buy us extra sentries.
Yeah.
I still
Hold
got
on,
this
I
shit
can't do this.
to
Uh,
run.
not
you
buying
guys
it.
don't need the extra sentries. They don't have the tree anymore.
Oh yeah.
I'm not buying it. I'm buying a smoke. Mine too.
Can I just keep it for the D ward though, on the offlane ward maybe?
Yeah.
They block a camp.
Yeah, you guys are in a tri lane, so if they block camps, it's very important to.
Yeah, I think I'll just keep one in case.
Yeah.
There will be Dazzle plus Life Stealer bottom.
Yeah, probably.
Six back yeah.
I think so. Hello, Six? Six, hello?
Yeah?
So this means
Yeah.
that they're going to be running a dual off lane
I
probably,
don't know your accent paused.
which
I'll
means
send you
that
an email.
your tri
Yeah,
lane
yeah.
will have a lot of things to do, which is good for you.
Can we just not AFK? Concentrate on this game, please.
Bro, your oaks were paused, so I figured it was the time I could send an email.
I'm
Just being honest, dude.
240, man. GG. I don't know what's up with this thing. It's okay though.
Check out the place ward or something. Mazi?
Okay.
I can always do that. Maybe.
Yeah, they don't have any real early stuns, so you guys shouldn't be too
We can-
worried
I'm gonna
about
get
an
Dark
early
Destroy,
engagement.
level 1.
Yeah, we can take there.
I don't want to get glimpse because I don't think we can kill.
No, don't get glimpse.
Someone there, tiny. I don't know. Also, see.
Go, dude.
No, no.
Hey, he's gonna toss us into tower. I think.
Yeah, it's probably.
Oh
Iron,
no,
yeah,
never
but
mind. He had a tree.
I can
He had
watch
a
it.
tree
Maybe.
grab.
No, he ate it with a Tingo.
Yes, range grip.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So it's very important for you guys to get a decent block here, as the safe
yeah.
lane.
Yeah, okay.
Because if you guys
Thing
can
is-
keep it close to your tower, you can completely zone out the Wisp and the Tiny.
Just focus on the IO there. Or got a bottle already though.
Yeah, good block. Let's zone him out, just.
No IO.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we can kill these fucks actually.
If they get closer.
Yeah, if you get
I'm
close.
gonna go. I think he's dead.
Nice.
Good job.
What's
What?
going on, dude?
Definitely, yeah. He's got his thing up.
Yeah, not very nice. He's hitting both of us. Just gonna tango a bit more, then we can kill this guy. Oh.
I get a stick.
The stun is not very good.
Kill the IO again though.
Yeah, we can.
You have
I'm
meds
gonna
here?
go around.
Yeah, we can. No, I'm not gonna use
No.
it over there.
We kill the one of them at level 2. Going on me, yeah?
I'm trying to
You
help.
did actually.
No, we can. Come, Muddy.
Coming?
Good coconut.
How does this see me? I don't have reach on
We can, we go. Do you
Give
have
me one
glimpse?
tango. No,
I have.
I have now. I'll glimpse him back. Oh, it's not
No,
really.
it's very far range. How's mid?
Fuck,
We
our
should
lane
be.
fucked up now actually.
I'm gonna take.
And see if you can
See if
pull,
you guys
maybe.
can, yeah,
Run might be top.
pull
Yeah.
and kill the entire.
Okay, you pull. I'm gonna check this aisle. We can maybe kill. Actually.
Far away
Okay,
from
you
me.
pull first. It's fine.
Oh.
Just kinda need to pull the wave back. Yeah. You can pull. Like I will keep zoning them out.
Oh!
Try so hard.
It's actually so difficult playing like this. Like, fuck.
And he's gonna contest his spawn.
Yeah, he's coming. Let's fight them maybe.
I don't have meta, eh?
Then I'm not buying it.
I thought you were much closer. My bad.
Now I was cancelling the pull.
I think stun before meta there would have been probably better.
I'm gonna try and pull again, just to not XP.
Colin, need a gank, man, or something.
Not really. You can come if you want.
Gonna slowly move mid.
You can only really kill with meds, I think.
Rip.
You be careful. Tiny can come with
Yeah,
you.
he's stopping the pull, yeah. Back.
Oh, dude, I'm missing so much CS actually. Holy shit.
I smoked.
I have meta soon in 20.
I smoked. Just need to go on mid.
Yeah, I wanna get level 3 in this thing.
Get a good block.
Like, pick up the bomb too.
And I'm following pretty
Okay,
good though.
can go.
Oh, yeah, it's a range creep that escaped.
I'll TP.
What the hell?
West mid.
Yeah, can we go on this guy then?
Go in. I'm running top.
How the fuck is he level
I'm
four?
running
level
as well.
2 though.
Fine.
It's okay.
I think
I'm
we have
also,
a pick there.
I'm also level 2.
Like, I can maybe glimpse him back.
I need help.
No,
I think we need
it's
switch
fine, it's fine. It's not dying, I think.
Wait, let him take this. I'm gonna go for it maybe.
Yeah, take
Yeah, how
it.
do these creeps see me?
I was going for it now.
You see my ping?
You see that thing above my ping?
I'm quite low. Do you have tank?
Oh yeah. I don't have anything for you. You have a stun.
Okay, we can kill him, I think.
Yeah.
No, it's
Can you glimpse him? No.
out of mana.
I was.
I'm pretty
maybe
blind
bottom
today.
behind. Needed to buy wood.
Give you the ward.
He's dead, I think.
I think Isle has a bottle for him, actually.
Oh.
Okay,
Come
he
on.
died. Can
I'm
you keep
gonna put a
pushing
gem.
this Isle? Was
Yeah, I know.
I'm coming. Gonna try and deny.
Move up here.
Oh, I could have gotten that kill with my illusion.
You're greedy.
It's pretty nice gold for me.
I think one of the supports should get an urn.
Which one?
He watered here just now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy
minus
sentry.
I got a sentry coming on the courier.
Okay, just.
No, reward this place, yeah, because I didn't want it.
Okay.
I'll get the bounce.
One fast.
I need
This
my
one
boots,
I
man.
agree.
Pick
I'm
up
You
going-
go in, I don't have any gold.
Got that use, could I? Use it.
I'm going top. Still.
I'm not gonna get this because of lag.
Yeah, okay.
Yo, why does this career keep showing my name?
Come and run to me. Kill him, maybe.
I don't have anything, dude.
Yeah, I
Get the
can't
bounty.
get there. It's
They
too
can
far,
do
it's too far
Okay.
for me.
I can rotate here. Kill.
I need help.
Right,
Save
okay.
your son. Come here.
I don't have stun yet.
This is Korea, eh?
Kill the Isle.
I need to shrine now, so I can't help you guys.
There's a little TP top.
Fuck's that guy doing?
No, the ward's right here. Good you.
Yeah.
Unless I
I'm
give
coming
you
bot.
this.
You can go. You can go deep. I'm just checking that
Hey,
also.
run to me.
I think as an invis arena.
He watered somewhere else. I think.
Pretty sure it was here. Yeah.
Let's push this lane.
Okay, I'm pretty low there. Don't wanna be too
Oh, I should have
close.
saved the point in meta there, I think. They going on me? Oh,
No, they're not. They
I
can't.
don't have a TP for top.
It's fine. I'm here.
I have meta. They do.
Can go Isle. I have level 2 medic.
I don't
Just
have
get it
meta.
comes around, yeah.
XP,
No
but-
meta.
Yeah,
no
okay.
meta. I'm actually gonna fly out.
I'm gonna
this
try to
base,
get
I
a
think.
TP. Try to move out of there.
Can I use career?
No. Let me just get my items.
Anyone have had any couriers there?
Oh my god, these creeps.
We kill this guy. Can I glimpse him back?
You guys should
Tiny
probably
missing, tiny
shrine
missing,
bottom.
missing, eh?
Bottom rune.
We're in top.
And the lower
Bottom.
bottom.
You three should
Shrine
do
No,
it.
I'm gonna go
bottom.
shrine.
Yeah.
Go shrine
I'm gonna
with
join.
us.
Dazzle
Switch for
got
Death
invis.
Prophet.
Ilu.
Okay, I'm in dangers.
I can't help you too far.
It's fine. I think Tiny doesn't run that fast.
I'm coming to shrine.
It's fine. I'm gonna go top 6 for levels.
Yeah.
I'm gonna using Korea.
You guys didn't even make ancient stacks, man. I can farm.
Yeah, I'll do it if I pass.
I'm gonna make
Why?
stack.
I still has got a Midas.
Really?
Pretty underleveled.
That means they're definitely trying to go late.
This
If
guy.
you guys go an early build and push early, you guys will
Just do
definitely
what
win
you
this.
wanted to.
Can we go push with meta like in the
Yeah, I can
DPLT?
come
What
Soon.
now?
Soon.
If you guys
Anyway, we
put
kill
3
the-
supports top, you can kill the tiny and take the tower.
Yeah, let's use meta top. Let's go. Just did a double stack.
Yeah, if we
I'm
get
coming
level
top
6.
with my ulti. Let's push.
Waiting for disruptor.
Yeah, I'm just.
Ah, right, yes, you guys need to go now, they're gonna go.
Can
Okay,
I
go.
go in the IO?
Go. He's gonna link the Tiny, I think.
My god, I died actually.
He's just too close to him, I guess.
You have Sunder.
No, I did, but I died from the combo. That's why I wanted to clear so I can get Bracer, so that doesn't happen. It's okay, do.
The support
bottom,
should
I
follow the Terrorblade.
Yeah,
Okay.
much.
4-man bottom.
I don't have glimpse. So.
Kill him. Kill him.
Don't have glimpse. I can glimpse this guy back actually.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. I shouldn't die. Sticks, can you come here?
I can't really do anything, dude.
The Teddy Papa.
Yeah,
low.
I'm tired, I'm dead actually.
Say it
If you
again.
get this, get mana boots. You have enough gold.
Hey,
to
dive.
lose.
Okay.
I don't have TP.
TP.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
one.
I won it. Holy shit. Never mind, I'm lagging too much.
Oh, I'm gonna go back to base.
Oh.
There's a time up.
Who's taking it? Me or Witch Doctor?
You can
I
take.
think I'll get level 6 of it. Yeah, I should take.
It's okay.
Other things stopping up.
You should have TP'd bottom there, I think.
6 max.
We were killing Io and Tani.
Yeah, I had no mana to TP.
My
I'm
TP was
actually
on.
getting nothing now.
Yeah, cause you TP the bottom and without.
You should take
Ah,
them.
do you want me to
Yeah, just
TP
go.
top then? Can do
No.
what?
You got them.
Yeah.
Should probably go to a triangle there when we're not there. So you play the carry, not me, right? So, let's stack for you.
He said
Try and
you
get a
guys
ward,
should
maybe.
probably come bottom with me.
Yeah, we were preoccupied.
But we were
so
No, it's fine, it's fine. Just go.
He's in the stun creep.
that
Careful,
one.
yeah.
I have ulti. Like, I can maybe burst them.
I'm gonna
You
take
guys
his
should be
stack
getting
now,
in
no more.
position to use your spells before
Let's-
they come
let's
off
push
cooldown.
bottom.
They might
I'm
die.
gonna TP bottom.
Yeah.
Who's
Three
drag
up.
on Cisco? Oh, what?
I'll come bottom now.
I'm gonna stack here.
You guys don't have to
It's
push
still
as
the
5.
staff, maybe.
You can push off of meta and exorcism separate.
Come on bottom, we can probably flip.
Yeah, we can
not
put
sure.
drag.
Going for the bathroom.
I'll check it out for you.
Go.
I'm a big get it.
Come closer to me, please. I don't wanna die.
I'm going for Glimmer.
But he's in there, hey?
I
So-
can
No,
push
no,
mid
okay.
A.
We
If you
five
guys
around
4
him.
spots. 4 spots.
Hey, glimpse this guy back. You guys can come.
Careful. Careful.
This is bad actually.
Do you have Sunder?
Help me or something.
I can't. Just get bursted actually.
Why? We need more people there. I think. Where's this problem? Okay.
No, they're just diving us.
Diving hard.
No, we can't do anything.
Not have TPs.
No, I should just come earlier. We can kill.
Remember, I got mid tower. It's a pretty big tower.
Now, if you don't want to come, you need to tell.
I told you guys. I'm taking mid tower.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Nothing new there.
Well, that's the problem when we lost team fight.
I'm just gonna get drums before anything else. I just get bursted.
Cool.
Try
makes
using your
sense,
stun before you use Maledict. Because that's
It,
costing us.
then he's gonna rage it. There's no difference.
Yeah, but it still bounces to the enemy at the target. So I don't have 2 people chasing him.
Double stack here in the triangle. Come to farm.
Tinker travels.
Lifesteal is top.
Can we just quickly get a bottom tower? I don't know. What's our objective now?
I said I'm gonna farm drums.
Okay.
Then I'll fight after.
Are we defending top?
I can TP
Almost
in
level
10.
12.
They're sitting behind this guy, I think.
Definitely. We should maybe actually leave it. What do you think?
He's super strong, actually. If we
Oh, he hits
Playing
the
on
second.
boss.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can't tank though.
No. Fucking looking top, man.
Give us
Is it on the map though?
yeah, let's go.
Can commit.
Don't have glimpse, so...
Do you have glimpse?
No, it's
Gonna
cool.
commit
Tony's
ulti,
here.
like, to use TP.
We can fight, I'm coming, I'm running with him. Need to get in some action. Who's that Tinker? Oof.
We're getting bottom. For sure. Tony's dead.
Nice.
It's more here, I think.
Yeah, Tinker.
TB was, Tinker was there. Yeah.
Don't know if...
The Underlord should probably go top and defend, and you guys should push us forward bottom. You still have
Okay.
Metamorphosis.
We'll wait
Go
for
back,
six.
go back.
No.
TP
You
by
guys gonna move
yourself.
from me? Oh fuck, man. Ah, fuck, sorry, so much is happening this
Yeah,
I
you
can't
wanna
even
smoke
fucking
behind.
concentrate, dude.
Oh, we just need to get back here. We don't have
Yeah,
to.
they're gonna come with full HP.
I guess that's a fall for me though.
Well, now you guys can use meta to get Roche instead, so getting some wards up would be nice. Take
There
that.
was something right here though.
I thought you were
Think
gonna
maybe
move away
buy
from the
the
team.
next team.
Yeah, dude, yeah, I can't even...
It's fine, it's fine.
I'll just buy.
Fine, dude,
So we need
relax.
to push mid and then make vision.
Where do you think I should put wards? Probably on the top lane, right?
Around.
Just careful, yeah, Maz.
By their ancients
runes.
or by the bounty rune, or both possibly.
The top area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we want to rush and life see the TB
Yeah.
bottom.
Actually, use the shrine. Need mana to fight.
And it's important enough that you should probably also put a sentry down. A little bit outside of the Roche
Oh,
pit.
lots of
Can we
stacks.
shine Yakovin?
Yeah, go.
One of you guys gonna take these?
Tack,
I think
tack,
I might
tack.
steal it.
Just come to do.
Yeah,
like,
I've got a smoke
rush.
as well.
Yeah. I've got a smoke as well.
Maybe you should place someone which like the fastest lane.
There's a
I'll
couple
give you the
top.
wards, can you plant them?
Yeah.
Got faster
Danny
lane.
went drums there.
I'm running top.
I'm gonna get Shivas.
It's quite hard to plant towards now. Actually.
Yeah,
Where's your
smoke
bots?
us. I was behind the tiny top.
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely bad.
Let's
And
kill
also.
I'm not there. Right.
Okay.
Waiting for my TP.
Do we want to go rush or something?
Not without TP.
That deal with me. I shouldn't.
Gebruik ons meta voor die, TP alt voor ons.
I think we can.
Like TP
If
alt
we,
and
have,
TP.
if we keep
and
meta. No, I think we need to keep one of them.
I'm using Korea. Oh, we can use meta to rush.
It's not gonna be too fast. But, oh, never mind, we have underload.
There's a blue guy, yeah?
Oof, this is risky.
That's Dazzle, they've got
Dazzle.
vision there.
Okay.
Oh,
Push out our lanes first.
I need you in Roche 6.
Not doing anything now.
Not doing anything.
But
Exactly.
like, we shouldn't rush right now with him over here. We should maybe smoke up and get a pick.
Yeah.
And then rush.
Think about it there.
Oh man, I die so.
You guys must take these stacks.
I'm gonna.
Oh, they're going on top.
We gotta pick. Oh, surviving. Okay.
Smoke? Smoke here.
Come closer.
Coming back.
Waiting for which stuff. Yeah, use your smoke.
it. Go, go, go.
Yeah, I'll smoke them.
Let's go
Good
top
shot.
on our tiny. I'll try to not let him relocate.
I'll silence the wisp. Guys go on tiny, I'll go on
Can't put
wisp.
analysis.
Tiny, I'll
We'll
go on
have to use
wisp.
these.
Got to cancel blink, eh?
Let's go.
Back.
He's dead.
He's dead, go next.
You guys can Roche off that. You should hurry with meta still up.
Yeah, come on,
Let's go.
have a smoke actually.
Underlord, push out the next
What's the
lane.
score you're doing,
Just
eh?
use your Q on the next lane. And
And
go
go
around to
Roche, yeah.
Roche.
Who's in the crystal?
Hey, I shot Reese.
They definitely have a ward on a Roche somewhere.
Let's go now.
I think there was one, yeah, I saw Dazzle plant one.
You can take it anyways. Just be careful. Don't let the Terrorblade get too low.
Someone need to tank
You
for
can
Terrorblade.
swap
I
out
can heal
with
him.
me.
I can heal him.
Was probably not the play, but whatever.
Who's
The-
taking
That's okay.
Death Rockets?
I think it's fine.
Yeah, fight it.
Yeah, you can take.
Now you guys want to wait until your next ults and then try to push a lane with it, and if they defend, use them, and if they don't use them, and then push high ground next with it. So right now you guys have Aegis, but you're not that strong because you don't have spells.
Colin, come from one of us.
Dazzle, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not fighting until I have meta, eh? I'm just gonna farm.
No, we can push with next meta, I think.
Yeah. Teddy.
And you guys almost have Shiva,
Oh, big
so you
stack.
definitely want to wait.
And yeah.
You stack it, yeah. I'll stack Ancients.
And we
I
need to
think
take.
there's 2 top, IO top.
Be careful. Like, someone should do this attack, cause it's pointless.
Okay, I'll give you 2 sentries.
There's 3 top.
Someone push up, I guess.
Oh,
No, it's
God.
good for you can for now. Till I'm there.
I have Glimmer already. I think you don't need to make Glimmer. Maybe go like Midas or something.
Our map
Am I
seems a
gonna
bit
afford a
dark.
Midas, dude?
What about
Yeah,
a
it
Lotus this
You
game?
get a 4-staff. 4-staff's amazing.
Mm.
It's really good against Lifestealer, it's good against Voice, but it's good against
We
Tinker's
already have a
Sheep.
casual cloak though, I don't know.
Kappa, can you come
Going
sit
on
with
on
me?
it? That was a
Oh.
smoke gang.
Maybe not.
They use Fortify, eh?
Yeah, they literally de-warding us everywhere. They de-warded us here and here.
Because we didn't smoke warding. I think that was the problem.
Don't have any though. Smoked for Rose, so it's kinda risky.
They might do it as well. They might do the tiny lifesteal bomb again. So, do we have meta now? Or not yet?
4
Can we
seconds.
can we push with meta? In the
Yeah, cause agree.
yeah, you have
to
meta
I think.
already. Come with us, maybe. We push out the
In
lane.
our
Have
jungle.
DPL too, almost.
That's why we have to get together, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get that bot lane.
I'm a smoke
Claude
house.
don't need to smoke with us, I think. Claude should defend.
Can Underlord go other lane, maybe? Then
You
TP
can
to us.
TP in.
Yeah.
Wasting a
Can we
lot of
smoke
time.
the
I don't
rest
know
of
what you
us?
guys are doing.
Hi, Japa, waiting for you. Do you have a sync?
We split. Like, we need to something
Oh,
together,
what
guys.
is this?
Tier 2
Coven's
bots.
bottom.
Listen.
Okay.
Incoming.
Yeah, like it's lifesteal, huh?
Oh, we're dead.
We get him.
We
Yeah,
can
I
have
can-
free rage TP.
Is the Crypto gonna die? Move away?
Yeah, he's gonna die. It's gonna die. Wait for the creep to die.
Auto attack,
Hey.
deny the creeps.
They're setting up relocate. Oh, it's just
Not have glimmer for me.
I did. Die instant.
there. Top.
Oh, that was a waste.
I think if you were sure which group it was, you should have probably thrown your ulti like a little
My
bit
Spirit
sooner,
Siphon was on it.
before it died. You know, before the creep died, and then yeah, he jumps into static zone. But I wasn't sure
Yeah, I
which creep
wasn't
it
sure.
was, so
I thought it
didn't.
was ally creep, so I don't know.
Yeah, it was an ally creep. But
No,
Yeah,
he
but I
had a
don't know which
Siphon
one
on
it
him.
was.
That's the ward, yeah.
They ward there now.
Oh, they ordered it earlier.
meta down. I don't have meta now.
It's
Oh,
okay.
Dazzle's still top.
Yeah, for mid.
No, Tiny is not in with Lifestealer. They're not that strong. Only when they're together, they're very strong.
Still
It's
have
a
Aegis
Tinker,
up,
dude.
man.
Tinker Scepter.
That's maybe alone.
blink.
Just have just wait for start a fight. Probably take the stack here before they start.
Wait a minute.
Taking it down.
I want a ward top, but there's too many people there. Don't let
The
it
I
do
was
this.
sitting behind.
Yeah.
So if anyone can find Isle, I can stun Tiny.
I want to ward top, but I can't go long.
This is actually pretty scary farming this deck.
No, you can. They all top.
Yeah, what it there?
Yeah, they all top side.
They don't have to be. They can relocate anywhere, remember?
Oh
They
yeah.
don't have to be bottom.
Tiny's top with iron.
Aegis now. Do we have Aegis timing? I'll just 30.
It was
is
on
gonna be
20 exactly. 28-2.
Now when we kill this guy, like iron them, like if they spread out.
We can. I'm coming top with mid though.
Like that's the only way we can ward there. Is if we go
Let's go.
together.
Let's go. Can we like go around? Does he have a man?
I'm TPing behind him. Tinker
Okay,
just
come
TP
on,
bottom.
come on, come on. Just go. There. Good job.
Oh, he
Oh
blacked
my
out.
god, what a goal.
I was there as well. Get the Dazzle maybe. Get the Dazzle.
It's relocating out.
Killed thousands. Anyway, we can ward here though.
Yo, that was a good play from him. He's gonna limit TP, I think. You ready with his sentry or something? Never mind. Gave up.
Maybe I ward here.
This is a good time to push out all the lanes and regain map
Yeah, I want to
control.
ward here maybe.
Yeah, let's push up.
I'll go push out middle.
Okay, yeah, I think you should
can-
stay
you
with
can
the team,
defend
dude.
Illusion.
Let me go middle.
Still have my shit up.
It's fine, they can't kill any of us now, so. I can probably actually die.
They're back now. Be careful.
I just need more farm. I
These
think I'm
illusions,
under farm.
Maz.
You can, actually,
That's for you, dude.
on my way, sir.
We're going on
Coming,
red.
I'm coming.
We're not there.
I'm pushing top while you guys are fighting.
Oh, that's nice.
I'd rather push top.
Good play, dude.
Yo, I was stressing there for my off on a second there.
Probably coming for us, child. Yeah.
Getting out.
Next meta we can smoke. We fight.
Stacking.
Can we get a smoke ready for when meta's up there?
I have.
Okay. I think next fight is gonna be a lot harder with Tinker Sipta. Should we maybe wait
They
for
have always
BKB
wards
before
in
I
this
fight?
area. It's like really hard to ward anyway.
And maybe pipe or so.
And maybe
I mean, I
more
think
mobile should ward.
we wait BKB and pipe, right? And then we go
Did you
fight.
want to take the wards? I know you lost yours to your win.
No, I don't have. I don't
No,
really
you're
have
up.
this.
Can we actually fight this?
I think we can.
Probably
All of
first,
them, yeah.
Never mind.
Count.
Shouldn't try to save him.
Yeah.
The thing that happened there was you guys ran into melee range to cast your ranged spells.
Mm. Lost my streak. Pretty bad.
I almost have BKB.
Like we need to have, I don't know, some idea of how we're gonna play this game now. Because they're just gonna constantly go for the same pickoffs.
I think
Anyone's alone, they're
we
gonna
need to
do
we
that.
need to burst Lifestealer. Like we get Static Storm on Lifestealer.
And I
before
can't get
rage.
wards out. I don't know if
I
someone
kill
else can take the wards. Possible for me to not die.
We need to smoke and then place it, because they literally see where we place it shit
Commit.
everywhere. Yeah.
Really help you more.
I really don't want to fight now.
It's like the only way is we 5 men. Besides that,
We keep
will
on getting
always
picked off,
lose.
like,
Yeah,
Exactly.
we died like 6 times in a row, middle. Then yeah.
because
There's a ward
we
going
don't
Feels
fight.
like we don't have wards or so.
yeah, I can't get wards out because look how they're playing. It's like impossible
Check.
because we never has 5. Like Tiny as a Shadow Blade, we need to go as a team to ward.
So you actually need to call a smoke then we can make a smoke play while warding. Plus we said we were gonna wait for pipe and...
BKB.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but while we're waiting for it, we playing wrong because we keep on getting picked off.
Because
Exactly.
with
Then we
that
have
two
no
items, you can win fights actually.
Yeah, but I mean, then we should farm like more safer, right?
So
If
far,
we're
what
getting
I've
caught out
seen,
here so many times.
so far what I've seen is you guys identified, or we identified what the conditions were, and it was you guys pushing with meta and exorcism, and the later the game goes, the better it is going to be for them, and they're going to find separate pickoffs. But like, you guys didn't play around that at all. Like, you would want to be using those spells off of cooldown in a way like, meta's going to be off of cooldown in 20 seconds. Let's start pushing the lane so that when it is off cooldown, we're at the tower and we can use it. You guys have probably used like meta and exorcism like 3 or 4 times, and it's like in that sense, and it's been 29 minutes. So you guys could have been at the racks by now.
Makes sense.
And the way that you're building is not like, you guys should be building more towards that. Like the Yules on the DP is kind of, I would have rather seen the drums on the DP than on the Terrorblade, and then like push early with that. And the Underlord getting the Hood of Defiance and the Vanguard, it's fine, but you would probably want to finish one of those, because it's more about, like, it doesn't matter if you stay alive if your team dies. It's more of, you're there to keep your team alive, and Vanguard and Hood don't do that, but Pipe or Crimson do.
Okay, from this
Makes
point,
sense.
obviously we can't play like this. We just have to hold the high ground because Tinker is pretty strong as well. We just
Could be
missed our
Roshan
best
as well.
timing already.
Yeah,
we
probably
can
are
still
rush.
smoke and fight, I think.
I'm gonna get some ones.
Yeah, they're gonna play split up. They have a Tinker, they have a Wisp. They're gonna be trying to get the most out of the map as they can. But the thing that you guys are probably gonna do is make it very obvious that you're smoking by not pushing out any lanes. So you need to be like throwing down a firestorm on a lane or sending illusions to a lane while you're doing the smoke, so it's not as
We
obvious.
can do the smoke bottom or something.
They just got Aegis.
Yeah, we definitely wait now.
Probably done smoke.
Also, the supports, I can't see what you guys are doing, like your perspectives, but you should be looking at their supports whenever they show up. Look at their wards, look at their sentries, and then, like, if the Dazzle doesn't have a ward and you saw him have one 30 seconds ago, then you know that they have a ward in that area. And I think that's why you guys are losing the Vision Wars, because you're not doing that, possibly.
That's nullify, eh?
They're just farming our jungle, dude. Like this. Do we have a jump?
Play on this side then.
Like we can still catch Tinker, because if we can, it's quite.
I mean, we need to camp a lane. Is it your bottom?
They're just warding the sentry. It's probably gonna watch you now.
They're gonna take a fight up now.
Yeah, the ops in the sentry.
Yeah, they're gonna push with Aegis.
Go, defend sticks. I think you should be at the base already.
You need to be here already, I think. Because
They're gonna have to
we need
pre-smoke
stop
for
the
this,
creep.
Also, just gonna go down high ground.
I have a TP available to you guys.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna keep farming. You guys should be able to defend, just don't get picked on.
If they jump on us, we will all three of
Have
us.
to see with Tiny.
Like at least 2 or that, I think.
Bottom. That's why we did tower push.
Pretty water Joe.
Maybe.
Not gonna show myself up. Oh, they jumped.
Maybe.
Okay,
Yeah, they're diving base.
Jeeping back as well. Probably
Okay,
should
like
have
the
that,
bush.
so they don't get complete vision.
Tinker's inside. Was inside.
That's gone now.
Japa, you can't stand there. Can only let them go on the load.
Rather two.
They won't commit with
Yeah,
the pushes.
idiot. They're relocating?
Let's
Probably
yeah,
wanted
KK,
to-
KK.
yeah, they're going on
Got
it.
him.
Come on, kill them! Kill them, kill them! Oh. Jesus,
Keeping, yeah?
death,
Oh. What is this?
You guys
Actually,
don't glimpse them back for you. Oh yeah, they are on the road.
It's water there.
I'm gonna die, yeah. Get out, I'll see us gonna die.
go.
That was sending me to feet.
Så was det. Was trying to help Corbin.
Okay, it's only one Rex. Probably two. We can still bring this back for the boys. There's a free IO.
He's gonna link someone.
He's baiting me. Look at this guy baiting me.
My
You did.
bad.
I'm also dead actually. Oh wait, I can't. Fuck man.
Yeah, Sender.
All the sanded targets are super low though.
Yeah,
Last
that's
year
just
was
GG.
push. Yeah.
This guy's Lincolns. It doesn't have Lincolns, right?
It's the first grave I've seen this game.
Oh no! Yeah.
That's basically.
Yeah, I apologize, I wasn't concentrating at all. Can everyone download the game?
So how do you want to go over the replay? don't-
It's like it's like I feel we're not using like I also feel we're not like grouping right, so we're not using our spells right. So it's like by what timing do you think like it's a timing we need to do what and we didn't do it? You know. Like,
Yeah, it was you guys like we all agreed that you wanted to start pushing early, while like Tinker's really weak early. Lifestealer, especially when he got the Midas, he's really weak early. And then with Wisp and Dazzle, they have 0 lockdown except for the Tiny. So you guys could have ran away with the early game, where you guys could have grouped as 4 with either the Terrorblade or the Death Prophet farming. Or you could have grouped as 5 and just pushed down lanes before, possibly before the Tinker got his bots at 13 minutes. I think one thing that you guys should have done is probably gank the Tinker with a Disruptor instead of a Witch Doctor or with a Witch Doctor. And I think the time you wanted to do that was either when he's level 3 or level 5, because you want that extra range on the Glimpse. And an early kill on the Tinker would have delayed his bots by 2 or 3 minutes, which would have delayed everything else of his by like 5 or 6 minutes. And Tinker was really their win condition with this game. If their Tinker gets farm, he's going to delay the game so that they can scale with the Tiny and the Lifestealer. So if you shut down the Tinker and your lanes go decently well, you guys can run away with the game. But you guys started running into problems when the Tinker was just split pushing while you guys were trying to group and push. What else was there? Are there any questions on that?
So like we couldn't deal with like they split push, then we couldn't deal with the Lifestealer plus Tiny bomb.
Yeah.
I don't know, like the problem is like a circle. So we as support we don't have vision because we can't go out like to duck to like darkness to ward, and it's like a core wants to finish the next item, like that situation.
Yeah, I think that was part. The Tinker was stronger than he should have been because you guys didn't gank him with the Disruptor when you should have. And then also, if you guys had pushed like productively with the Exorcism and the Metamorphosis, like off cooldown, you guys would have had their tier 2s down at like pre 20 minutes, and then when it's that situation, you can push them to their base and then easily keep control of the map. And then they get shut down for farm, and then it's easier to like confine them, and they don't want to be confined with a Tinker, a Tiny, and a Lifestealer. And then from there you just get Aegis and Cheese, and then you push with that and you end the game with that. I think that was...
We didn't use...
Yeah, I don't think I could leave the Terrorblade alone top though, versus that dual lane.
Well,
Then I went mid, and then
after we killed the IO, we had a few chances. And
yeah,
the
you went I
waves
think by
close to
yourself
our
though.
tower. No, there were chances.
Yeah, I think it was... If you ganked with the Disruptor, it would have been a lot more productive than with the Witch Doctor. Because the Witch Doctor, they can just see the Witch Doctor and run away, but if you do it with the Disruptor has level 2 or 3 glimpse, pulls him back into the Death Prophet, and then you either kill him or he TP's out, and you can take his tower while he's like regenning and all of that with Exorcism. I think that was one of the big mistakes, and then you guys won top really hard, but you like didn't like do anything from that. One of the really like good things to abuse is if you win your safe lane hard enough, you can often like the way that I usually explain it is with position 4s, where if you spend a minute or two in your safe lane to start the game as your position 4 roaming hero, you can win it enough that your position 5 and your position 1 can zone out the offlaner, and then if you do that for long enough, you can win it hard enough that your position 1 can solo zone out their offlaner, and then that gives you a lot of, you win the safe lane really hard, your carry gets more experience because you're not sitting there sapping him, and then you can proceed to win other lanes, and then with that done, if you like try to gank the Tinker or whatever and it doesn't work, you can always go back to your safe lane and use that as like a farming lane where we can't do anything else as the position 4 or 5, so let's just go kill their offlaner again. So I think abusing that would have helped a lot too.
I see what you mean. I think I should have like we need to just kill them 2-3 times, and when TB like has spell in the lane, or he's stronger than both of them, or one of them still needs TP to come or something. He TP'd, he died. Like that situation, 1v1 or like close to tower 1v2 like chance. I should ask Disruptor to smoke quick and go mid quick, I think.
When the Terrorblade died, when you guys were gonna try and push bottom, he should have played just a little bit safer while you guys were doing your things.
Yeah.
I think I have the replay
we
downloaded.
couldn't use Aegis for like some reason. Like just there's no time to use. Like we gotta Underlord got picked off, then like we just don't want to push, and we just like split then and Tinker push us, and we got picked off again when they have like life stealer bomb again.
Yeah. Part of that was like you. Part of it was you guys weren't playing it correctly, and part of it was you weren't building correctly. I have the replay now, so I can like better point out stuff. Can you share screens over TeamSpeak?
Can do it over Skype.
Yeah, I could. I don't know if we could do like a 6-man Skype call or whatever, or I could just do the Skype call with whoever like the main dude is, and then I have all of this recorded so everyone else could like watch it back also.
Uh,
I really don't mind.
Do we want to do the Skype one-on-one and then I just share the video on my YouTube after, or?
that sounds okay as well.
Alright. So I'm gonna drop this and then I'll call you on Skype and we can go from there.
No problem, dude.
Alright.
Disconnected.
Yo.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, dude.
Alright, so, yeah, I can hear you. So the first things that I want to point out is, I think there were, like, small things, like, I don't think your Underlord got a circlet when he should have got a mango. I don't really like that you, who are you? You were the Underlord, okay. I don't like that the Disruptor got another set of tangos. I think probably getting a salve would have been better here, and then have the Witch Doctor maybe like share another tango, because that gives like a lot more flexibility in like your regeneration. He actually wouldn't have had the gold for it. I don't know. They could have worked something out. I don't like the Wind Lice. It doesn't really do much for 250 gold. And then I see most of your heroes aren't using Quick Buy, which is like, it's extremely important. And I run through that with like most of my students. There's 3 main reasons for it. The first of which is if you die, you don't have as much death cost. And I looked through one of my games as a carry Slark, and I figured that I probably lost around 2,000 gold at like 40 minutes by having not buyed out on my like 5 deaths. And that's, I probably only lost like 300 or 400 gold, probably more like 400 to 700 gold actually, through the death cost itself, but it's also situations where I didn't finish my treads when I TP'd out, so I died again, or I didn't get a kill or something, so it snowballed into around 2,000 gold. So that's not to be underestimated, and that's for all of the supports, or all of the positions. And another really nice thing about that, as mostly supports, but you can, like this Witch Doctor, is that the Witch Doctor. I don't like that he got the 2 branches, because what you can do as a support, when the game's going rough, Wand is a lot better, for 2 reasons, one of which is you're going to keep the Wand a lot longer if the game is going poorly than if it's going well. Like, if you have a shitty first 10 minutes as a support, you're probably going to hold on to the Wand until like 35 minutes, but if you have a great early game, you're going to hold on to it until like 20 minutes. And then the other reason is, if you throw this in your Quick Buy, your branches and your mangoes are usually going to end up being like very cheap if you use those as things to buy out when you die. But if you start with like branches and shit like that, then you don't really get to take advantage of that. I would have rather seen him like skip the Wind Lice, skip the branches, and go like boots earlier or some shit. What else was there? Oh yeah. So that was the death cost is the first thing. The second thing is it's a lot quicker. You can fill it if you control shift click shit on, like if you control shift click headdress and then wraithband, it'll put them back to back on this, and you can have up to 8 components. So like this DP, she's going Aquila next, and she can have the wraithband, the Basilius, and then she can have like a salve and a clarity on the end of it too. And what that does is oftentimes you'll know that you want a salve, but you're too busy lasting for 10 or 15 seconds. So you can actually buy that and send it out 10 or 15 seconds sooner, and that might mean you live through a gank because you got the 400 or 500 health before the gank rather than it's still on the courier flying out. And then the same is true for like carries. They can run over and get their quelling blade real quick and not miss a last hit, or a support can get his boots when he's running through the trees or whatever. But the third reason, and I think probably the most important, it's more of like for off lane, it's if you're not just following a guide when you're using quick buy, you're going to have to think about what the lane's going to look like and what you can actually do about it. So let's say you're playing Underlord against a Juggernaut, Shadow Shaman, and Kunkka. What would a Stout Shield really do against them? It's not...
Pretty much nothing.
Yeah, because it's one of those, if they catch you, you're dead no matter what. Because you're going to get X'd, you're going to get torrented, you're going to get shackled, you're going to get spun on. So the best item that you could get against that lineup would be something like boots. Because Stout Shield isn't going to save you from that. But if they don't ever catch you because you're faster than them, then you might be able to live through that lane. And this puts you in a situation where you make predictions and you're either right or wrong on them. And it's like maybe you get the boots, but it doesn't actually do anything. And maybe getting the Stout Shield and a 1 sooner would have done more. And if you make the prediction and you're wrong, you're putting yourself in a position where you can actually learn from something. Whereas if you're just following your guide or whatever, then you're not really like making any decisions and you can't be wrong, so you can't learn from it. But if you're right, then a lane that's impossible without boots, you actually are able to like lane because you thought about what the lane is going to look like and then you built accordingly. And I think like 4 people on your team aren't really like using quick buy. I think Terrorblade's the only one that's using it. And that's one of the easiest things to fix. You have like 50 seconds when you're running out to a bounty rune where you're not really doing anything else that you can fill up your quick buy.
I'm pretty sure we all use quick buys. Maybe just at times where I don't know, the dudes are unsure of what to go and they don't have something there.
Yeah, it could be that.
Pretty sure everyone uses it.
Yeah, people use it to an extent, but like it should be filled out more. Like I think one of
start your first few minutes items and then like once you're in the lane, get a feel of how things are going, and then if you go for a run, your next few items in the quick buy.
Because like right now your Witch Doctor has 500 gold, but he's not gonna get his boots. When does he get them? Your Witch Doctor has gold for his boots at what time was it? He gets his boots at 6 minutes. He has the gold for it at 1 minute. But don't you think if he had his boots and his quick buy already set out, that he would have had them at 1 minute?
Yeah,
and then
it does make sense.
If he's
just as like a little reminder, you know.
Yeah, and then he's at 375 movement speed against somebody with 310 movement speed and 324 movement speed. And then when he has such a movement speed advantage, he can just right-click the shit out of these guys and win the lane based off of that. So it's like this small thing.
Done those rotations that you spoke about if they did have the boots.
Yeah, and it's this one small thing at 1 minute in the game means that you guys are going to have a much harder time zoning these guys out. And the Witch Doctor's probably going to... I think he dies like 2 times in lane where it's probably going to be a situation where if he had his boots... like he could be just running down this wisp right now. If he has boots and this wisp runs this way, he would have this breaks. He would have 80 movement speed on this wisp, this Wisp with 0 armor, 540 health. If he has his boots right now, he can run this guy down and just kill him. He chases here. He throws the cask when the Wisp gets like right here. Maybe he gets a second stun from it bouncing to them and then bouncing back, or maybe he just stuns them, stuns him, and then aggroes these aggro onto him, and then he just runs this guy down, and he can solo kill this guy, unless the Wisp like comes back and like tethers over here, but he probably won't. So like, it's 1 minute and 16 seconds in the game, and the quick buy would already be netting you guys a kill, possibly.
You bought a 1 there at the side shop.
Yeah. And then also, I don't like that.
In his backpack.
Yeah, I don't like that he's even going this early. Like Wand costs almost the same as boots, but like Wand is really good as a laner when you're taking constant harass. But as a support, it's kind of like if you have boots, you're not going to take as much damage, and you're going to be able to play more aggressively. Whereas as a carry, you have to go up to creeps no matter what. So you're going to take about the same damage with or without boots. But as a support, you can like rotate better, you can stack better, you can harass better, and all of that with boots. So I don't like that he went this build so early. Or went for the wand so early, I mean.
Okay.
And then here, there's a thing that you can do. I call it half polling, where I don't know if it's kind of hard to explain, but it's have you ever pulled and accidentally not got the whole creep wave?
Yeah, and it would only take like one of the range creeps or 2 melees or whatever.
Yeah, if you do that on purpose, it's a very good tactic to use because it allows you to pull back the creep wave without having to have prepped at all. And then if you do this and then pull through, it has the disadvantage of it's super easy to contest, and your carry is kind of vulnerable when you do that also. But if you do a half pull where you get like two melees, or a melee and a range creep or whatever, that's really good because it splits up the resources. So if they come and contest you, like the Tiny and the Wisp come over here because they know you pulled or whatever, the most that they're gonna get is like 1 or 2 of your creeps, and then 1 or 2 of them are gonna like die over here. So they're gonna miss experience and gold no matter what they do. They can't contest it as much. Like if you pull through here, they're gonna be contesting like 3 creeps. If you do the full pull. What else was there? This also allows your support to farm more. Then if you stack this and pull it, it's going to kill off your creeps, and like not many of the small creeps are gonna die. So your support can't get as much gold because he can't get as many last hits. And then if you do a full pull like this, then your carry is these creeps are going to be going on your carry next, which makes him a lot easier to gank. But if he has 2 creeps with him, then it's going to be like more gradually go back. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
But that's it's hard to, it's not hard to figure out, but it is hard to figure out like how to do it. Your support should probably just go into a lobby and try and pull half of a creep wave. And the best way to do that is like
I was gonna say probably block 2 of them to go forward a little bit. I don't know.
Well, it's
you could take 2 people.
The way that I do it is usually you aggro these guys, these creeps, and then you go up here, and you're usually faster than them. So if you like stutter step right here, so that they throw the projectile, and then you run while that projectile is following you into about 500 range from two of their creeps, but not of the last two.
I see, okay. That actually makes sense.
Yeah, and it's the creeps aggro based off of your hero taking damage within 500 radius of them. And I think this guy's 600 now, the range creep. But if you get 3, it's not the end of the world. If you get 1, it's also not that big of a deal. But it's a really good tactic to know how to use. And then I think the main other thing is your supports. I don't think they were checking items enough in the later game. Like when you're playing a support and you see like this dazzle show up on the map, you want to check what's in his inventory. If he has wards right now, and then you like see him 30 seconds later without wards, then you know he probably placed one like here or some shit. And I think the supports let the ward vision drop, which let the enemy's wards get up, and then they ran through wards to
plant towers makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. And then it's like, it's very easy to keep wards up, but it's very hard to reclaim ward spots, because again, you're going to be running through enemy wards that you don't know are there because you didn't have wards up when they placed them. And you guys didn't have vision like at all this game, so you couldn't farm. Like, you guys farmed in very risky spots, and a lot of the times you guys were just not punished for it, because the enemies like didn't properly punish you for it. And then the other main thing was, again, you guys want to be using your ults and metamorphosis off cooldown. Like, you should be, hopefully this, okay, it's working. Like, at this point you guys are pretty decent. It's 11 minutes in the game, you got that offlane tower. If it wasn't a dual lane, I would want you guys to have gotten this tower at like 7 minutes, but it was a dual lane, so it's fine. But here, like, I want this guy to be like, alright, well, my metamorphosis is up soon. I'm going to be pushing the tower so that when this is up, I'm at the tower and I can use it. And then take the tower. And the Death Prophet should also be doing the same. But it's 11 minutes and 30 seconds right now. And then 10 minutes later, you guys get these 2 towers. When you have 2 spells that are on about 2-minute cooldowns that...
And that are meant to take down towers.
Yeah. So you could have used like 10 spells. Metamorphosis 5 times and this about 5 times. So you could have taken down like 10 towers by now, and you only got 2 of them. And part of that is like not I don't know how to put it. I would have rather seen this guy like I would have really liked to seen him get a Hurricane Pike early, because it counters this this guy so much. And it's pretty good against this guy, and it's pretty decent against this guy. And then the Death Prophet probably getting a drums, and then you guys pushing early with that. And what that would also do is give your supports more gold, give you more gold, give them less gold, and then it would make the vision war really simple, because you get vision here, you get vision here, and then if they come out, you kill them if they try to deward that. And then you just kind of like safely push out the lanes, and then use your exorcism and metamorphosis to take a tower. And if that doesn't work, you get Roche, and then you do the same shit again, and it will work. And I think a lot of the struggles that you guys had were by this point I thought the game was pretty much like over. And I don't think you guys thought the game was over until like closer to the end. But the reason that I knew that it was over at like this point and you guys lost was because you weren't doing this, and you've given them so much more room than they deserve. to be doing, like, you guys could have been at their tier 3s right now, but you're not, and now you're gonna struggle heavily because this guy has a blink dagger, he has bots, he almost has ags. Yeah, so it's pushing into a tinker with blink dagger is infinitely harder than pushing into a tinker that only has bots, barely. So you guys waited
And
too
like I
long.
was saying, yeah,
Good.
like I was saying earlier when we were speaking, yeah, we like just objectives, man. Like we don't really group up and do stuff together, and then when we do, there's so much uncertainty, and then like we just waste so much time.
Yeah. I think it's an experience thing, really. Like, I'm sure you've ran into a lot of things where you make a play, like in pub games, where you make a play and you're like, you know that you're gonna die, but you do it anyways, or you know that it's the chances of something horrible happening are pretty decently high, and the chances of something good happening are pretty decently low. And you
make the play.
Yeah, you do it anyways. So it's just like, you can just get through that with having enough experience of, okay, I'm sick of fucking dying to this stupid shit that I know is gonna happen, or you can like try and work it out. Like, either one of them's a good solution. Of course, like, working it out is, it's harder, but it's quicker. And the way that you do, yeah, if you have to work it out eventually, and that's either through the experience or like conceptual, like where you're just like, you sit down with your team and you're like, all right, at this point we should have done this. I think another thing is, like, you guys didn't really point out the objective of your draft too well. You should have been like something like, okay guys, I want to start pushing towers at 10 to 15 minutes with metamorphosis, and we want to keep down this tinker, so that we can get all of their tier 2s by 20-25 minutes if we can. And then we're going to, like, it should be pretty obvious, but from there you want to get Aegis and push high ground with that just to be safe. But from there, your Terrorblade should be getting, like, you should be building items around that, and I don't think like Yule's is very good for that. I think you went like tanky items, but like this makes you tanky, but it doesn't make the rest of your.
Sense when you said it earlier. It helps me survive, but it doesn't help the team survive.
Yeah, and your
finish one of them.
Yeah, and your aura.
Then like, which one do you go with though? When like it's a team mixture of a lot of magic and physical. Probably in this case it's more magic.
Yeah, I would have gone, because they don't have like quick attacks. I would have gone, like, their attacks hit hard, which Vanguard's good against like PL and shit that attacks a lot. But it's not so great against things that hit for almost 200 damage, and this guy also hits for almost 200 damage. I don't think Vanguard was that great this game in the first place. I would have rather seen you get a Force Staff, because if this guy like tries to combo you or whatever, you can just force out, or you can force the team out, or if this guy pops on someone, if you force away from open wounds, this guy is kind of like shit. Like, if you Force Staff anyone against a Lifestealer, he's gonna have a horrible time, because he wants to pop out and then slow somebody and kill them, and if you just Force Staff him, he can't do that. So I think maybe going like Force Pipe would have been really good. But yeah, or you could have gone something like, you could have even got the drums or of Vlad's or something, and just tried to push early and end the game out early, because you're not really worried about these guys at like 20 minutes, right? If you guys are, if you're at their
40 minutes.
Yeah, if you're at their tier 3s at 20 minutes, you're not really worried about a Tiny or a, like, Tiny Blink might be able to blow somebody up, but like, you're not really going to be able to fix that with, like, Pipe isn't really good as a reactionary thing to an instant burst. I think Pipe would have been really good though, if Tinker was a problem, which he was. But Pipe is really good for pushing high ground against enemy teams that have magic wave clear, because you can just give these guys 400 more health through your barrier. And if you don't do that and you try to push high ground, which you guys like didn't even get the chance to do, Tinker will just throw down 2 or 3 marches and it'll delete your creep wave. But if you group up with the creeps, pop your pipe, then these will last long enough for you to be able to hit the tower. So I think Pipe definitely would have been the better of the two to go first. I don't think Vanguard was good to go at all. But yeah, I think those are the main problems. And of course the communication, you guys need to work on that too, which is like harder. There are a lot of like small individual mistakes too, like again the supports with the warding and all of that. And you guys should have known to go Urn without me suggesting it. Urn's a really, really good item now, and I think almost every team should have at least one Urn, because it just provides so much for the gold. If you look at the gold cost and the mana regen from it, and then you compare it to Voidstone, it's 25 gold more for the same mana regen, and then you get all of the other parts of it. And especially this game, if your Witch Doctor gets an Urn and just throws it on the IO can't earn to heal himself, he can't bottle to heal himself. So all this guy is going to be...
And actually the open wounds as well. It's kind of 3.
Well, it's...
an upgraded Urn could work.
Yeah, that would be really good, but even the Urn itself would be amazing, because this guy's bottle won't do shit, his Urn won't do shit. So all this guy is a wand, really, until he gets his mech, and he's also a Shadow Wave, but... like, throwing an Urn on this guy shuts down so much of his potential. And that should be, like, Urn's really good, and then this makes it, like, even better. And then if you get a Spirit Vessel and throw it on this guy, no matter what he does, he's going to be pretty useless until he gets Guardian Greaves. But yeah, do you have any other questions on the replay?
No, yeah, it's just, yeah, what you were saying in-game was... now in this replay it's good. We need to like group up earlier, even just from the draft itself. Like we need to discuss what we're going to be doing going into that game, why we're picking those heroes, and then build the items accordingly, you know? Yeah.
And then also on your specific Underlord play, I think you used your ult as a teleport scroll way too often. And you don't really want to be doing that, because it's... your ult is a lot more valuable than a teleport scroll. So when you're running around without a teleport scroll, and that means you have to use your ult, you put yourself in a shitty position. Like what you guys could be doing with your Underlord is, like have your DP split push, like what I was saying before, where you push as 4, and then like your Terrorblade metas to take this tower, and then your DP is pushing out mid too, in like the safest way that she can, and then you ult to the mid tower, and you take both of those in like 30 seconds. And then from there you ward up quick, and then you take Roche, and then you can push down top, and then get their tier 2 and then their racks. But you're using this so often as a teleport scroll that you didn't have it available for those.
Objective.
Yeah. And that might be fine in a pub, but when you have open comms with your team and you're all working together, you need to be using this better than just as a second teleport scroll. But yeah,
that makes sense.
Did that all help? Like, does that give you guys a direction to work towards and all that?
It gives us a lot more than what we had, dude. Yeah. Okay. So I do appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I'll chat with the guys. We'll go over this together. I'm sure they'll all watch it and hear everything we're saying.
Okay.
What's up, gents?
Alright, I'll cut the recording then.